Name's Steve Morin, been generally in ad tech and big data for the last 12 years in a bunch of startups and some larger companies. So if you have questions in ad tech, I'm more than happy to answer. Been through Yahoo's SEM, AT&T's ad network. I was running a portion of that and some startups in between. I mean, I've seen different people try to attack different markets, and I actually used to be, once upon a time, I was working for the founders of Priceline. We had a vending machine startup, and half of our thing was inventory management. And at least my experience of what I've seen, that's something that's going to be B2B. Salespeople are not going to self-serve for something that is deeply integrating into their business and affecting the way they operate. So self-serve would, in my mind, probably be a pretty rough road. Everyone likes self-serve because it scales, but I think you'll end up with feet on the ground. They need a model that supports it. And one people I think a lot of startups tend not to do is people lack, professional services. You sort of look at the IBMs, and a lot of people sell big systems that integrate into established and growing businesses. And when you're small and just trying to get customers, a lot of startups, you bend over backwards to get those first few customers sort of rolling and going and that sort of thing. But I think a lot of people also don't realize, they think that's the way they have to operate, or they think like this is not scalable. And my experience is sort of when you're small, you sometimes can get professional service fees attached to your business right away. Sometimes you just bend over backwards for the first few to get it running. But eventually you realize, I think not every business model can run this way, but a lot of them can run to this consultative services that help get people up and running. So it's not just a cost and a drain on the business itself. It's something just to consider as you look at it and see what other competitors are doing. Other things will work itself out. You have to focus on communication, how you present things. But I would say, honing in on the product will give you better command of the space and expertise in it. That expertise and depth in it will then help bring confidence and better conversations as you present things. And I usually find focusing on that first, other things will sort of follow. You'll have to work on multiple things, but if you really want to do this business and focus on it, I would, focus on the product as a sort of a primary. And just keep slashing. Because, to your point, you need something to get something faster, and you'd be surprised with how little you sometimes really need. Because this is nice to have, but we need this, and you don't necessarily need that. And so it's very vague and generic advice. I'll just look at whatever you're planning and slash again. Not that that's so specific.
Just keep cranking the code.